Hey guys, welcome to another reading. The truth is all you need. The truth is the only weapon you need. Keep your boot on their necks. Because they're crying, and a part of you is wondering if it's necessary. It is, and I'm going to explain why. If you found yourself in this reading, it's because you've been going through a situation in which you've had to double down and stand on the truth, and people are literally acting possessed. It's going to be different for all of you. Some of you guys are dealing with a situation where you're in a legal situation, but many of you, this is family, right? Where somebody wants to rewrite the past, and there's a part of you coming into your truth and reclaiming yourself in your healing, because many of you guys have been working through things, healing, dealing with a therapist, meditating, whatever it looks like for you. You've been healing. And because of that, a part of that process is bringing your truth to the outside, confronting things, being an advocate for your own inner child, being an advocate for your own divine feminine, being an advocate for yourself. Because people will play in your face. They will disrespect you. And because they're used to it, and because they're used to you a certain way, they just can't handle you standing on the truth. Some of you guys are no contact with your parent or a person that raised you. Some of you guys are really dealing with some things here, and you wish you were different, right? Because you don't want to be this person. You don't want to be in this conflict, right? You have other shit to deal with. You've got bigger fish to fry. But you are anyway. And you're wondering what the divine significance is of it and what to do and whether you're making the right choice. Right now, this reading finds you when you're wavering. When you don't know if you're making the right choice or if you're making a mistake. Let this be your confirmation. There's a deeper reason for it. I'm going to go through my notes, then I'm going to pull some cards, and then I want to pull an oracle card. Maybe we'll switch that order around, but we're definitely going to go through the notes first. There is a divine favor when speaking the truth. You have more protection and your energetic field is strengthened. The truth is the only weapon you need. The original war was between lies and the truth. This shit is biblical. So Spirit was talking about World War III. There's a lot of fear around that. And Spirit is saying the war is between lies and the truth. Fake news and real shit, right? Our real history versus the history that's fed to us. We can feel it because it's not just something that we're taught. It's something that lives in us. So we remember we've lived these lives. And the more that we awaken, the more that we start to feel when things aren't right, the more our discernment is strengthened. You're getting to a point where you're really reclaiming truth. You cannot live in a world like this as it is without having or standing on a stabilized truth. That doesn't mean that everybody's truth is the same, but it does mean that our truths are what allow us to move through this world and to receive and to build on a knowing, right? You will be supported with the truth because this is bigger than you. This is ancestral. This is karmic, okay? This goes deep, okay? So think about, your bloodline, and think about different times where your bloodline had to lie to say, let's just say a while ago, right? A young girl was hurt and she ended up getting pregnant. Well, nobody wanted anybody to know about it, so we kept it a secret, right? We told her that her mother was really the grandmother, right? Or we told her that her grandmother was really her mother, right? And nobody talked about this. And this young lady dies at an old age, never knowing the truth. This is a karmic wound. When you separate people from the truth and you gaslight them to believe in something that's not real or not true, it creates some kind of damage, right? And so this situation coming up in your life is your opportunity to stand on the truth and reclaim the truth. This creates a windfall. Whatever dam is holding back that water is removed. And all of that water, all of that abundance comes flushing in. Sometimes the truth is not pretty and the truth is about you. It's about aspects about the way you've been showing up in life and the truth that you've been evading within yourself. But when you find that truth and you live with it and you start to learn yourself and things start to be revealed, then you go to another level of it where now you are having to stand on that. And then the people around you are starting to get reactive. They start to attack you in a way. And you find yourself in a battle, right? You find yourself on the opposite end of some kind of duel with some old ass person who's stubborn as fuck, right? Or whoever. It doesn't have to be an old person, okay? It's funny that I said that because the next one says fucking old lady and old man, it doesn't matter, right? Spirit is saying there's all of this programming around respect. Many of you are elders to your elders. And so that's hard for you to wrap your head around because you were taught to respect your elders. Yeah, but who's really the wise one here, right? You are a soul that has a level of experience that predates and goes beyond their physical years on this planet. And many of them are like grown-ass children. Just a title. I am grandma, I am grandpa, I am mom, I am dad, I am older sister, I am older brother, right? Somebody here is in a relationship or had a child with a man that's significantly older. And this power dynamic is getting really sour and your truth is starting to blossom, is what Spirit is telling me. That's for one person. Legal shit, family stubborn people. Yeah, we talked about that. They want you to fold now more than ever. Keep your boot on their neck, right? There's a part of you that wonders, am I best suited just letting them rock and just moving on? This is not about going to war. Spirit is saying you're not at war, okay? The truth and lies are at war. You're the vehicle, okay? Don't give up. The only way to call in what's next is to double down on the truth. It may not look like it, but you're winning, okay? We like to say in spiritual circles that it's not about winning or losing. But this is not about you and your situation winning or losing. It's about the truth and lies, the truth and deception. Okay? This is a biblical battle you're a part of now, and it's expressing in your life in a very unique way. They'll thank you for it in the afterlife. That one I found very interesting. They're going to thank you. They're going to thank you. Okay? The truth is the rock at the bottom. So think about rock bottom. The truth is the rock at the bottom. Be the rock so they stop falling. Okay? There are karmic repercussions for people doubling down. They do not have the spiritual and soul-based strength that you have. They don't. And so you're actually doing an act of compassion, even though it feels like, damn, like, because whoever it is that's wanting you to give up on the truth, they are victimizing themselves. And they're making it seem maybe they have issues, maybe they have health issues, maybe there's certain things wrong with them where they're making it seem like you're just picking on them, right? You're just taking it out of yourself to be a bitch or to be an asshole, right? It has always been leading to this, Spirit is saying. It's always been leading to this. We knew at some point you were going to be strong enough to stand on your truth, even if that meant that all of these bots, okay, all of these ops and bots, zombies, were going to come at you, right? Because they're just like walking programs, right? They don't know any better. Think about the Matrix. The blessings will and have already been falling onto you because of it. Don't lose sight. No one said it would be easy. Okay, that's it for the messages that I've written down so far. We're going to go on to some cards and just flow. I am going to pull an oracle card as well. Okay. In that last one, it stated, ooh, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. It stated that the blessings have been and will continue falling. Now, what I felt in that was that there's a lot that's already coming in for you from what you've already stood in. There's a lot of positive reinforcement coming from the universe, right? The universe doesn't just decide to give you something. You earn it, right? Not in the sense of you did something good, here's something good. In the sense of you've worked through something and you've been so loud to the universe that the universe had to yield something to you, right? And it's happening trickle by trickle. And this is meant to encourage you. However, whoever you're going up against is wanting you to believe that your situation is not that. They might even be trying to punish you, right? Some of you guys are beholden or feel like you're beholden to these people because you live in their home, right? Because you need something from them, because they help you with childcare, whatever, right? Holy Spirit, Divine Almighty, what else do we have for this collective? What other messages can the collective benefit from? Yeah, this card keeps coming out. The Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot more to this than you even know. Okay? This is also about, like, you don't need to explain everything to everybody. Standing on your truth doesn't mean explaining yourself. It means not folding, not changing it to make somebody comfortable, not shutting up because they want you to shut up. Because there's a part of you that's holding on to something or hiding. They don't need to understand the spiritual significance. Okay? You don't need to save them either. I don't know who that's for. But somebody here is hoping that the truth is actually going to change someone. It's not. It's for you. Yeah, their rock bottom's going to be hit because they can no longer live in a lie. But that's not for them as much as it is for you and everybody else, right? Anybody that comes after. I'm also getting like, you know, this is the greatest strategy, right? Sticking to the truth is the greatest strategy. I kid you not. There are times where it would have felt easier to lie. And coming from the upbringing that I came from, I was taught that lying is much easier than telling the truth, because lying will get you in a position where you're not in trouble, where, you know, it's easier just to deny, right? Especially when you deal with somebody when you're growing up that's super bipolar or whatever, where, you know, they're yelling at you for something stupid and minute, you know what I mean? Where you just, you know, easier just to lie, right? But I've been in situations where I swear to you, the truth could have been damning. It could have put me in a situation where it would have been shitty. But every time, you just end up okay. Why is that, right? That's not to say if you don't do something crazy, like hurt somebody, and then you tell the truth about it, that you're going to be all right. That's to say that, for the most part, the truth will literally set you free. I'm getting that there are blessings unforeseen in this. Speaking it out, I'm also hearing some of you guys are being called to tell your story. That's a whole other level of it, right? I'm also hearing like you've been in co-collaboration with Spirit. You may not fully believe it, right? You may not fully feel it as real, but you know that something's going on. You've had moments, right? But there's always this kind of reverting to this feeling of being alone. And Spirit is saying, babes, you've not been alone, okay? We're also sending people in the physical to enforce you through a reading like this, but in life as well, right? Spirit is saying there's going to be 3 confirmations from this reading. Pay attention. There's going to be 3 confirmations that are going to let you know that this reading is for you. Say, I receive it in the comments right now if you want those, if you are open to those confirmations. Like, we understand, this is what I'm hearing. We understand that you're mentally exhausted, that you don't see a way of winning through this, that you feel like it's easier for you to just either leave, back out, fold. Like, there's a part of you that's ready to give up because your mind has been played on. You don't understand the level of spiritual warfare that happens when you step into a role of being a truth teller. Right now, you are worn down from that. You don't even realize the level of shit that's been hitting you, right? Spirit is giving you this dispersion, this message, this transmission through me as a vessel because they want you to be affirmed in where you stand. You know, people assume and associate the truth with the Ace of Wands. It goes deeper than that. Excuse me, the Ace of Swords, right? Because it's a sword, right? The truth, haha, little sword, communication. That's about speaking it. But the Ace of Wands can also represent an integral truth, a spiritual, deep level truth. I know who I am. This is the truth of who you are. The level of gaslighting this collective has been under watching this, the level of confusion that you've been put through, you know, the level of just the levels of it, right? And you're literally fighting tooth and nail to make your way to a higher ground, a better life. And you deserve it. Not that anyone is deserving or not deserving it, but it's a birthright, right? It's something that should go without saying. And this is not just happening because you're a victim. You're not a victim. This is happening because it serves you. This is happening because you're playing into a larger divine plan, right? The fire started before you were born. I say that all the time in my sessions. I say that all the time in my readings. Okay, let's pull a Rumi Oracle. These are quite long in their explanations. Let me know in the comments if you guys mind, because I'll read the whole thing for you. But I kind of feel like I like to go to the part where it summarizes it. But the language is beautiful. Again, this is the Rumi Oracle. It's a really great Oracle card. I recommend it highly. 36, Passion of the Wild Red Mother. Ooh. I've never pulled this card before. It matches me, babes. The Wild Red Mother. Nope, back up. This oracle comes to you with a message. It is a big cosmic yes. It is also an invitation to let go of suffering and struggle, not with regret or shame, but with a gentle acknowledgement that it has served its purpose. It now has a bigger purpose, that of passion, which calls you to engage in the embrace of life with more abandon than ever before. Now is the time to let go of belief systems and needing to know everything. It is time to trust in the beating of your own heart and in the people, places, and experiences that truly move you. Whether it makes sense or appears to be logical or not, the Red Mother comes to you when you are ready for her at a soul level. Your mind may think she is a thief in the night, ready to pilfer you and to pilfer all you hold near and dear, and be utterly in terror at the prospect. But your soul will be gurgling with such anticipation of freedom, it will fill your heart with such sweet love and urge you to let go. Let her have her way with you, even if it means she crashes into the dark side as she fumbles and drags you, half asleep, to go out dancing with her under the full moon, wearing nothing but your animal skin and a smile. That sounds like truth to me. She'll soothe any bumps and bruises you receive in opening up to life with the most tender and effective ministrations, for she is as tender a nurse as she is a wild, raging dance partner. This oracle comes with guidance. You have a divine permission to do something ridiculous, be it ridiculous in your own mind, your age, or career path, or some identity or version of yourself, or another you hold. Some of you guys, this is like a work thing. Some of you guys, this is like your career, right? And it may seem crazy of you to like stand on this, to go against this, to go against somebody here, right? They just want you to fall in place, to fold, to go back to what you were doing before. Be the old version of you. We don't like this version of you. And spirit, and your mental is telling you maybe that's the only way, you know? And spirit is telling you no, right? Follow this voice. It is not about being childish or indulgence and questionable justification for letting the ego misbehave. It is not about the ego at all. The Wild Red Mother eats ego for breakfast. Oof. This guidance is about listening to the truth of your heart and allowing your soul, the truth of your heart, bitch. Sorry. And allowing your soul to throb with aliveness, making that more important than any restriction, opinion, judgment, or fear of the mind. Yours or that of others. God bless y'all. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one.